Right, so back to our top story. The South African Human Rights Commission and the CRL Commission say that the July 2021 unrest was racially driven between black and Indian people. They also say that some opportunistic people used the incarceration of the former president, Jacob Zuma, to incite violence. The two organizations have just released investigative reports into widespread looting and violence in Durban, where more than 300 people were killed in the violence, which cost the country billions in lost revenue. So we're going to be joined via video link by CRL Chairperson Prof Luka Mosoma to unpack this report further. Prof Luka, good afternoon. Thanks for your time on the SABC at this hour.
Good afternoon to you, Rizal, and the viewers of SABC.
Prof Luka, the report is finally out, and obviously there have been some revelations. Perhaps you could summarize what has been released. We're looking at the social, spatial, economic, political factors that would have played a role in the July unrest. Talk to that for us.
First, thank you so much. The report is premised first and foremost on the mandate of the Commission. We are not mandated to investigate criminal activities. We focus on the things that disturb the relationship between communities. And we have found that there are a number of those, one of which is that the relationship between the Africans and the Indians in KZN prior to this incident of looting in 2021 already was marred because of what happened in 1949, where it is alleged that the Africans attacked the Indians and so forth and so forth. So the issue of the adversarial relationship persisted. So, but the second thing, which is also key in terms of what they shared with us, it's about racism. Because the communities that came before us bemoan the fact that they are objects of racism in KZN. And of course, this particular fact has affected the way in which they are perceived, the way they are misconstrued, and the access to job opportunities, access to the economy itself, participation. They even indicated because that they have no the control, management, and ownership of the economy here is in the hands of the few. So they are merely a cog in the machine. They decry that. The issue of inequality. And this is attributed in the main to racism. Now, we then moved on to look at the issue of special planning. And from the perspective of the CRL, having observed the special environment in KZN, an area of Amaoti and Phoenix. The issue here is that the issue of special planning cannot be an issue to be blamed or to ground the issues pertaining to racism in KZN, because the space between Phoenix and Amaoti is limited. Now we are saying as a commission, what is at stake here is the inability of the two communities to live side by side and share the resources, the facilities that are available for all of them, for coexistence. And these are key for us. When it comes from, for example, to schooling, and the appointment of teachers, African teachers, we were told that the schools have majority young children, black young children. However, but the majority teachers are Indians, and the teachers who are employed there, they claim, teach only Zulu, not any other subject. And we are saying there should be an effort, a concerted effort, to ensure that African teachers are appointed on the basis of their qualification and therefore allowed to be promoted within the system, not only to teach as a Zulu, but to teach also very critical subjects such as science, mathematics, and so forth and so forth.
Well, Prof Luka, thank you for giving us...
These are the elements.
Well, thank you for giving us the key findings, a summarized version thereof. Obviously, the report had just been released today, a little earlier on. And by looking at the socio-political constructs of racism, you've alluded to the inequality, the spatial planning, and the sharing of resources that also emerged. How did the unrest also extend to Gauteng province then?
Remember, we did not look at the extension of Gauteng, because Gauteng is also part of a religious, cultural, and linguistic community. We focused only in an area to look at a sampling of what could be the case in this particular instance. And of course, they indicated that the causes are criminality, the causes are organized groups, and as well as inequality. But we did not go into the organized group, the criminality, because that is the purview of the law enforcement agency. They need to investigate and bring those to book. So we are dealing here with issues that are likely to bring the communities together, or they have the ability of dividing the community apart. So that's our role, because our role is to ensure that there is a peaceful coexistence, they have friendship, there's humanity, there's tolerance, the unity among cultural, religious, and linguistic communities on the basis of equality and social, what we call social association. So those are the things that we're dealing with. These other elements rest squarely in the hands of the law enforcement agency. If there's a criminality committed, those individuals must be brought to book.
And then, so Prof, if we look at the gaps, one of the factors that was also cited or reflected in the report were the causes of the apparent lapses in law enforcement by state security. What was reflected on that front? And then, as we look at this KZN serving as a microcosm of the macro, what is reflected in South Africa's dynamics at large in terms of the nation, her healing, perhaps even as we edge closer to our own elections later on this year?
What we are focusing on is that until we attend to the values that are likely to bring us together, and not oblivious to the fact that poverty plays a pivotal role. It may not be in this regard, be the cause of the unrest. There may be other factors. But we need to improve the lot and the status of our people. And there must be a deliberate investment in ensuring that happens, to bring them up to speed so that they should not be subject of dehumanization, marginalization on the basis of their scheme, simply because they don't have the means more than others, so to speak.